Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ark Basics, a show where we break down the ABCs of how to start an Ark, how to accomplish things, how to achieve things, how to be the best you possibly can be. That's right, we're going with the full ABCs of Ark. A for Ark, B for Basics, C for, well, whatever you want it to be. C can be anything. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Ark Basics. I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be talking about that one thing that every kibble farm needs, alright? So say you went out, you got a bunch of your dinos, you got them all lined up, you built up a big structure for them so where they can all lay their eggs, makes it easy for you to go around and collect their eggs and stuff like that, but you need something to make it so where they'll lay eggs or have a higher chance of laying eggs more often. And what else are you going to use for that? Well, you're going to use our little buddy here. You're going to use the Oviraptor. And so today we're going to be discussing some stuff about the Oviraptor, and my Bronto in the background just pooped. Dude, man, come on. Gee, we had an agreement. I walked throughout the base, and before we started this, I said no one poop, all right? And the Bronto, of course, the biggest one of them all, does it. All right, fine. All right, so yeah, you went ahead, you got your kibble farm going, and then now you need something to just kick everything into high gear. Well, there's a couple different ways of doing that, and our little buddy, the Oviraptor, is the #1 best one for doing it. Now, there's a few factors that help out a little bit, and we'll be discussing that as well, because when you're discussing the Oviraptor, you can't just say, hey, this is an Oviraptor, this is what he does. You actually kind of have to cover what he does and how kibble farms work, that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. All right, and I'm going to be trying to do it as rapid fire as we can, because I'm trying to keep these episodes super short, so where they're just little bits of information that everybody needs to know, and so here you come and you get the information and everybody knows it. Sweet. All right, cool. All right, so now we're going to come over here, and then we're going to be looking at a few different things. Okay, so take these two Carnos right here. All right, so now these two Carnos, all right, they're just going to be chilling out here, you know, doing their own thing. Now, these ones right here, they're both female, right? Yeah, they're both female. All right, so now they'll just be sitting here normally laying eggs. All right, now they have now all dinos in Ark, except for Dodo, this does not adhere to Dodos, all right? So whatever I'm about to say right now does not apply to Dodos. Okay, every dino in Ark that lays eggs has a chance, it has an internal timer that you just can't see. Okay, so now when that timer gets down to 0, they have a chance of laying an egg. Now, I'm not sure, I'm certain what the roll chance is. I think it's like, it's really low. It's like a 10% chance, maybe 15% chance to just lay an egg all by itself. And then, this is a female dinos, mind you, not males, all right? Males do lay eggs, but they're not the kind that you can use for anything. These are the kind that male eggs, they're this right here. That's right, it's poop. That's the only eggs that males can lay in this game. All right, so the females, they can lay the eggs, and then when that timer reaches 0, they have a chance of laying an egg. Now, there's a couple ways that you can manipulate that timer, all right? Well, you can't really manipulate the timer itself, but you can manipulate the percent chance from it. Okay, so now how would we do that with these guys? Well, another way to increase their timer is you bring over a male over here, you get the mate boost, which almost doubles, actually it's like, brings up to like 25-26% chance, so where whenever that timer reaches 0, they have a higher percent chance of laying an egg. Now, the thing that you use to kick that mate boosted female's butt into high gear is you throw an Oviraptor into the mix. And you'll notice that my kibble farm up here, it's got, well, there's a bunch of eggs, actually. You know, here, let's grab that. All right, so it's got all these little egg icons above everything. That means I have an active Oviraptor in the area that is set on wander that could actually go around and it could gather these eggs for me, but it's not really going to do that because I don't want him to wander off and get himself hurt. All right, but so, all right, so that's the effect that the Oviraptor has on the kibble farm. Now, you may ask yourself, how do you get this Oviraptor effect on everything? Well, it's a bit trickier there, but we're going to be discussing it. All right, so let's get this egg right here. And then, yeah, every once in a while, I mean, you kind of have to treat it like you're farming in Ark.
you're kibble farming. You're actually going around every time that you're in your base area place, and you're going and you're grabbing your eggs. So you wanna make sure that you have the highest percent chance that you can possibly get to get said eggs. All right. So before we head out to tame our Oviraptor, there's a few things we need to discuss, because you can't just knock this guy out, throw some meat on him, and have him be your buddy. That doesn't work. Not for Oviraptors. For Oviraptors, you actually have to have eggs to feed him in order to tame him. All right, now I've got a whole ton of eggs. This right here is where I keep most of my eggs. All right, and I've got maps. I've got bases all over the different maps for this playthrough, but... Oh, my carbo eggs are down there. All right. So before we head out, we're going to grab the most efficient, most effective egg that you can get. Now, when you're looking at eggs for Oviraptor taming, you want to... Hold on. All right. If you you come over here and then you take a look at these things. All right. You see how this Dimorphodon egg right here is 5 weight. All right. This Diplo egg, that's 15 weight. This Giga egg right here is 40 weight. All right, now this right here is the determining factor of how effective these things are. Quetzel eggs don't really fit into the mix here, and I'll explain that here in a bit. All right, where's a Rex egg? Because that's one that actually fits into the mix here. All right, so say if you go out and you knock out... Where is also a Dodo egg? I need a Dodo egg. There we go. Bam, and also a Diplo egg for this demonstration. Okay, so when you go out and then you knock out... an Oviraptor on the ground, it's not going to eat regular meat. The only way to tame it is with eggs. Now, what the Oviraptor is looking for is eggs by weight, and also by... Pretty much it's by how useful... Well, how big of a dino they are. See, because... The smaller eggs, the 3-pounders right here, the Dillo and the Dodo and stuff like that, you can use them to tame... Oviraptors, but it's gonna take you so many of them that it's really hard to do it. Yeah, you can do it. Yes, it is effective for doing it, but it's not your best bet. If you want to get your best bang for your buck, the 2 biggest ones for taming an Oviraptor are these 2 right here, Giga and Quetzel. Now, Quetzel is the only one that really doesn't apply to what I'm saying here, because Quetzel eggs only weigh 12. Right, a Giga egg weighs 40, but a Quetzel egg will actually tame an Oviraptor faster than a Giga, because Quetzel eggs don't fill up as much food as Giga does. Giga fills up, I believe it's like 300 food per one, but you get the most amount of taming effectiveness. You get the most amount of bar tame for a Giga egg. But a Quetzel only fills up, I believe, 200 food and gives you just slightly smaller than a Giga egg. So it is actually more efficient, more effective to tame lower level Oviraptors with Quetzel eggs. But then again, most of the time, if you're going to be using a Quetzel egg or a Giga egg for taming, you want to make sure you get your biggest bang for the buck. Most of the time, I'll just make kibble out of the stuff, and I'll tame the dinos with Dodo eggs, or just whatever I have the most out of right now. Right now, I would probably use, probably not Pachyrhino eggs. Maybe Scorpion eggs. Although I do have a bunch of Dillo eggs. I'd probably use Dillo eggs or maybe Diplo eggs. Diplo eggs are actually pretty effective. They're just not as good as the Quetzel eggs, even though they do weigh more. I know, it's confusing. Yes. Okay, so now let's put this stuff back in here. Let's grab some Giga eggs and some Quetzel eggs. Actually, you know what? Let's grab 5 of these. 5 Diplo eggs. And, let's just grab all these Quetzel eggs. Am I going to be able to... No, I'm not going to be able to carry all that. Let's grab one more Giga egg. All right, let's make sure we've got some bolas, because if we're going to go out and we're going to tame ourselves an Oviraptor, we need a bola or we need a taming pen, because that is one of the easiest ways of knocking these suckers out. And where did I leave my Super Dodo? Hey, Super Dodo, there you are, buddy. All right, so hey, let's go. Actually, wrong button. I need bolas. All right, so we're going to head out. You got to make sure that when you head out that you actually have the proper tools. If you have a crossbow, I would say go for body shots on it, because crossbows can actually kill Oviraptors, and you don't want a dead Oviraptor. A dead Oviraptor's not going to do you any good, especially when you're trying to tame it and knock it out. All right, but we want, say, if we're going to use a long neck or something on it, then, you know, you want to be able to knock it out as quick as possible. You can actually knock these guys out with a slingshot. It's really easy. It takes a while. I would recommend, if you use a slingshot, that you put it inside of a taming pen. You pick it up with like an Argent or a Pteranodon, drop it inside a taming pen, just plink away with a slingshot until that sucker's out. You can even punch him out if you really want to. But just know that if you do stuff like that, you have a chance to kill them. With regular bows, regular crossbows, the chance is a little bit higher to kill them, but you just keep an eye on them. And just know that whenever you get in range of them, whenever they come close to you, they're going to run off. They're not going to stand still. They're really skittish. They're like the Tapajara. As soon as you get within range, they're going to take off, and they're just going to peace out, and they're going to be gone. So you want to put it inside of a contained area like the like a taming pen, or you want to make sure you get a bola. All right, so I'm going to go grab some bolas. We're going to go out and tame ourselves an Oviraptor, and then, yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, and we're back. And right down here, there's a little Oviraptor. Now, Oviraptors, they're not really exclusive to any part of the island. So, the only spots that I've really not been able to find them is, like, over in the frost areas, up like that, and also over at, like, the Carno Island thing. Carno Island area over there. But, yeah, for the most part, they'll just spawn just about anywhere. And they'll just sit there and they'll just wander around until either something kills them or something, you know, does their merry little bit. But, yeah, this guy right here, he's really not going to stay inside this taming pen too long because he is... they actually have a knack for getting out of taming pens and stuff. All right, now he's already down. Now, when you're out looking for an Oviraptor, just know that the lower level that you can find one, the better. Yes, because the higher level Oviraptors, they take a ton of eggs. Yes, and now here, also take a look at this really quick. Now, notice that his weight is not that high. See how heavy Giga Eggs and stuff are? His weight isn't that high. So sometimes you might not even be able to put more than like 2 Giga Eggs on one of these things if you're going for the lower level ones. Now, if you're going for the higher level ones, yeah, you could probably put a few of them on it, but their weight really doesn't go up that far as they're leveling up. So you want to make sure kind of that, you know, you don't like overfeed them, which means that you also want to make sure that you put the proper amount of stuff on them, and you kind of have to babysit these guys through tames. Notice how his torpor's already going down a bit? Yeah, that's a thing. All right, let's do a little experiment here while we're doing this. All right, now it's level 20. I'm on ×4 taming effectiveness. For this playthrough, because that's what my settings are, because we're doing this on my solo playthrough. But here, let's give him 1 Dillo egg. Now, he's going to eat that Dillo egg, and he's going to get 6%. Now, it's already going to start dropping. All right, now let's give him a Diplo egg. All right, now he's got 4.5% after that. We're going to have to wait for him to go through. It's going to take up a whole bunch of food. It's probably going to take up about... Well, here, let's give him a couple of those. All right, it's probably going to take up about 200 food or so, which means we're going to have a little bit to wait. And notice how his taming effectiveness is actually going down from us taking off the Diplo egg or the Dillo egg, or him not having anything in his inventory while his taming effectiveness is going down. Plus, yeah, also, I mean, their kibble is kind of the Giga egg and the Quetzel. So, yeah, just know that if you're going to be taming these guys with the lower level eggs, don't worry about taming effectiveness. Seriously, just don't worry about it. Yeah, worrying about the taming effectiveness, it's not going to make you a happy camper. All right, so now he just ate. He had 4.5, which means that he got 6% from that as well. All right, so let's take one of these Quetzel eggs, and let's throw that sucker on there. Let's throw that on there as well. And I'm going to wait for this guy to eat one of the Quetzel eggs, because he's going to make sure, well, we're going to pull these off just to make sure that that's what he eats. So when he goes up, and yeah, all right, I'll see you guys in a bit, because this is going to be a long wait. It's like 200 food for one of these Quetzel eggs. You ever have one of those days where it feels like you're just like, you know, everything that you're saying is like meant to be like a stereo instructions? You know those booklets when you buy a stereo and then it's just like everything is like, insert A into B and then B goes to C and then C works A and then A toggles F and then F does some sort of weird thing. Yeah, today's one of those days. Yeah, because the Oviraptor. Dude, you see what you make me do, man? Gosh. All right, stereo instructions, I swear. All right. All right. Wow, okay, so one Quetzel egg took him from 10.5% to tamed. All right, but there's another one around here. I'm thinking I might actually... this guy kept getting mate boosted while he was getting tamed, so I know there's another one around here. I was thinking about actually... Oh, there it is. Dang it, missed. Alright, maybe I should go get that guy, just so I can see how much a Giga Egg goes. Because, I mean, the Quetzel Egg didn't take him very long. What level is this guy, anyway? You're 35. Alright, well, let's see how much one Giga Egg tames you, alright? And it should actually probably do a whole bunch. Or it should tame pretty easily with a Giga Egg. Where? Stop squirreling! Thank you! Gosh. Alright, so yeah. Let's throw just one Giga Egg on this guy. And I want to see if one... Actually, you know, we're going to need a couple. Oh, did you eat my Quetzel Eggs? Give me back my Quetzel Eggs. Give me those back, man! Gosh. Alright, but yeah, normally, like I said earlier, if I were to tame these guys, I wouldn't worry too much about taming effectiveness at all. I would normally just throw a whole bunch of Dillo eggs on these guys, maybe Dodo eggs, because I wouldn't be too worried about it. Because, I mean, face it, Giga eggs are kind of like gold. They are. So where you want to make sure that you use them things wisely because, you know, Giga eggs and then also Quetzel eggs. Quetzel eggs especially are like gold because the kibble that they make is just so good. Yeah, it's one of those things. But, yeah, normally if I were to tame this guy, it would take, what, 18 Dodo eggs? So I would just knock this guy out, throw 18 Dodo eggs. Actually, it'd take even more. 18 Dillo eggs is what I would have used for the Dillos by my count. So I would have just thrown the 18 Dillo eggs. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty easy to get, and I wouldn't have worried about his taming effectiveness at all. That's right. I would have just tamed him up that way, babysat him, thrown some narcotics on him. He definitely would have needed some narcotics. Quite a few, actually. But... yeah, that's kind of the thing. I just wouldn't worry about it. Now, when you're leveling these guys up, the only thing I ever put into these guys is I pump a little bit of health. I'm not sure about the effects of melee damage to the effect that they have. Normally, a lot of dinos that have the special effects, melee damage increases it. I haven't been able to experiment with that before, so I'm not sure. I don't think there's really that much of a correlation between the melee damage and their effect that they have. So, yeah. But also, you want to make sure that you feed this guy. Now, after this guy's actually tamed, he doesn't take eggs anymore. He will eat meat out of a trough, which is a huge bonus. Because if he only ate eggs, then he'd be just like, you know, the Titanoboa, which is a pain in the butt. Yeah, then you have to throw a whole bunch of Dillo and Dodo eggs inside your taming trough, and then that's the only thing they're going to eat, and yeah... gotta have to make specialized runs for that. But, alright, so now I'm going to get this other guy tamed up. I want to see how much... taming effectiveness he actually gets from one Giga Egg. Now, it's going to take a while because it takes 300 food before he'll eat that Giga Egg. And his torpor and his... well, for a level 35, their torpor and their food go down pretty much at the same rate. Alright, or at least the same rate comparatively, because he's only got 380 torpor, but he's also got 990 food, but which means that the food's going down a little bit faster. Alright, I'm talking a little too much science here. Alright, this is how my brain works, I'm sorry. Alright, so yeah, I will bring you guys back, and I will see you guys in just a bit, because I want to see how much taming effectiveness one Giga Egg gives this level 35. So, and I'm back, and my experiment was 1 Giga Egg for this guy on the settings. Now, on the settings... stop running, dude! Stop! Seriously? I got attacked by a Dillo, so the thing's freaking out. Alright, fine. Alright, fine! That's the way you... don't... what are you doing? Alright, you're not wandering. Alright, cool. Alright, so now... yeah, I had a stray Dillo attack while I was doing it, but yeah, only 1 Giga Egg. Now, I have my settings, my taming settings, set so where they're like double the evolutionary event for the public servers. So yeah, on those special weekends and stuff that Wildcard does, my settings for taming are double that. So where it makes it a lot easier to do stuff. But, alright, now we're going to be talking about Kibble Farms and then how to get these guys set up for your Kibble Farms. Now, say if you were just like to come up here and just set them on wander, this guy would just, you know, he'd kind of be piecing out, just wandering around. And these guys have a talent for getting out of places. Yeah, it's a little silly. But if you want to make it so where they stop moving, where is my stone? Let's get my stone. Now, you can use anything. You can use stone, you can use wood. Oh, this is going to encumber me. All right, let me put my eggs back here really quick. Now, you can use anything to encumber these guys. Now, what you have to do is you take something that's not going to spoil, something they're not going to eat, and then you stick it on it, so where they can't wander around. Because if you don't encumber them and weigh them down, they're just going to wander around. They're going to get out of everything. They're going to wander into something bad, and then they're going to end up dead. And then you're going to need another Oviraptor. That's not what we want. All right, so now let's take this, stick as much in there so where this guy's weight is completely 100% full, and I'm just going to pump up health for this guy so where if he ends up getting hit by something, he's not going to die right away. But now that he's like this, we're going to go to his behavior and enable wandering. And then notice that now he all of a sudden gets this lovely little egg thing above him, and everybody else in the distance gets that same thing all around him. Now all these guys, they now have the increased egg lay chance that the Oviraptor provides. Now also, while we're talking about Oviraptors, we're also going to be talking a little bit about Kibble Farms because it's important. All right, so if you're in the market for Oviraptors, then that also means that you're in the market for kibble. All right, so now when you're getting your kibble set up, it's important that you set up a place like up here that has all your crops, stuff like that, and then you've got your little dung beetle wandering around inside of here, producing all your fertilizer for your crops that are just coming along all quite nicely, and then set up. And then also, after that's done, then you have your little cooking area that I've got just like down here, and then, yeah, let's see, just like this. And then, yeah, we've got our cooking area, our cooking pot right here. And then we've also got our industrial cooker right here. So we're going to just quickly whip things up. See, I've got everything set up so where I've got my veggies right here. I've got fiber over there in a vault. I also make sure I keep measure berries on hand. And then right here, right next to these, I make sure I have the tap that comes through right next to the cooking pot. And then on this side, I've got the industrial cooker for when I get higher levels, so where I can just start whipping up just a ton of kibble. Now, a lot of times, I'll take just a ton of eggs. I'll take as many eggs as I can. I'll throw them in here. I'll get my jerky going that I've got from inside of these, inside the preserving bin going, and I'll just throw everything in there. You know, every once in a while you need like some obsidian for certain kibbles and stuff like that, and I'll just throw it in there so where it just makes just huge batches at once. That's generally how I cook all of this kibble right here. It's just I'll do everything in big, huge batches. Yeah. All right, and now there was something I was going to say about, oh yeah, this stuff right here. If you are playing on PC, you can go to get these little kibble lists right here. Now, these things are really valuable when it comes to playing on the PC. Now, I'm really, really sorry, PS4 guys and Xbox players. I'm really sorry that you can't do this, but it's quite amazing. And also mobile players. But if you're on PC, you can go to certain places like arcpaints.com, and then you can download the template. You can put it inside your paints, and then you can just load it up, put down the canvases, and you can just paint these right on there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I actually have full episodes where I did that. Just so you know, these are available if you're on PC. Yeah. All right, so hey, anyway, I think that's going to do it for the Oviraptor and the Kibble Farm. So hey, if you liked the video, if it helped you out at all, and I hope it did, then hit that like button. I really appreciate that. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo. Take it easy, everybody.